Hey YouTube, I'm remaking the last video because of the technical difficulties that were in it, and plus I wanted to add some more to that video anyways. I noted in the video that these cross patterns here across the mid-Atlantic ridge, I don't think I don't think we're told on how they got there. At least I don't know of it, and of them telling me, because I'm pretty sure that I'm going to show you what made it, and I absolutely think it proves that plate tectonics isn't right. And what I'm going to show you is that, well, you see these volcanic islands or whatever right here in the order and arch, and then you got these ones down here in the same order in the same arch. And I wanted to point out that you got rotation here that's whirling around all the way to here, to a point. And something you can see is arched, spinning around it. And it looks a lot like that right there. Okay, just wanted to point that out. And then that, it looks like it fits, well, it goes up here and goes in here maybe. I think this grows larger. Okay, but I'll get back to that later. But yeah, that's interesting. So I showed you that discharge here off of Africa, but then these crosshatch lines that match up with these oddly organized volcanic islands here. They look like teeth on for like an alligator or something. And I want to show you something about these. Okay, here you got those the mid-Atlantic ridge, and then these islands right here. I can't see them. Hold on. You see them right here. You see how they line up? The odds of that happening and being a coincidence, they're like, in my opinion, like zero. This doesn't happen very often on our planet. So anytime you see it more than once, it's probably going to be related, and it is. And just like this one, you can see that there's these lines. They look like maybe flow that's going through and coming out, being like combed into those lines. And here I want to show you. If I always have a hard time refining these things, but okay, yeah, maybe this one is it. Yeah. Now check this out. This is on the from, you know, down by Antarctica, and here we are up, you know, past the equator, and let me there. Trying to find where this line's the best. There you go. See how there it is, I guess. Oh, I bet you that this, okay. See how this is? And then you got this. I think if I rotate this to match that, it will help line it up. Okay, here's the deal. I wanted to show you this first, though. This lines up also right here with the Amazon discharge pattern. Perfect. And then you can see this might be a piece that belongs here. because I don't know if you've ever seen this area, but if you zoom in, you'll notice that there's these large pieces of landmass just sitting there, as if water could erode that like that. These have to be missing pieces of the continent or land feature that sat above this. I mean, look at that. That's ridiculous. And they're gnarly too, man. These are tall and everything. They're just like sitting there, like, bang, you know, like what happened. But that was my theory all along, that these were actually the bottom piece, and they might even be the top piece, for all I know, of another continent. And it's hard to imagine, because people are thinking that, okay, well, that's too much weight to be sliding around here, but they don't understand that when this happened, there wasn't a planet here. There was basically a coated vortex spinning around, and it's vertical, and these pieces are probably weightless. And what happened is that this is just an assumption from what I'm seeing, is that the Earth then filled up with the material and pushed these pieces of the image of the vortex out to the surface, because one, they're lighter than, I guess, they were making basalt or whatever, heavier substance or something, or who knows. But whatever it was, it pushed them to the outer surface, and then I was lucky enough to see them and notice that they were reoccurring patterns of the actual process that created our planet. These are images of our core of our planet, is what I'm believing. Our planet has a vortex, plasma vortex, for an inner core. It has to. It only makes sense, and the images don't lie. I mean, I know they say that iron is down there, but hot iron can't have a magnetic field, so it's kind of like, you know, kind of dumb to say that anyway. So anyhow, but what I'm thinking is that that piece of land might fit in here, and that's something I'll have to look into later. Okay, yeah, you can see this turbulence right here, lining up that with that too. Definitely going to be some land features there. Oh, I can't wait to look this up. Anyhow, so then we must move up one more. Also fits right, well, here in the Birkeland currents that I call Birkeland currents, because mountains don't roll over the top of the other one while the other one rolls below it and wrap around. Giant filaments will do that, and then they break off. Look at this, broken off, and these are also indentations of the filament mountains here. But let's continue. So this, check this out. When I line this up properly, you can see something happens. You can see how they line up here. Perfect. I'm wondering, I guess, I don't know if this one would have been the one underneath, since it's smoother, but the lines are still there, lining up perfect like that. Come on. That's not even see-through there. That's the way it shows. And look how perfect that lines up. All the way down. See? Okay, so I showed you that, but that's not all. Check this out. Okay, check this out. Here's this area right here. You can see that this is a point of interest as long as with this, and so is Hawaii. Check this out. Bring this in. There it is, our alignment. Okay. And then this, you can see fits into here. This is spinning, and I've been told that the Hawaiian Islands are the result of a hot spot, and a hot spot that they can't see, but it's there because Hawaii's hot, the volcano. But check this out. I don't know, I think I'd kind of look into that a little bit more, that hot spot, you know, inventive theory or whatever. I think there's a little bit more involved than just a hot spot, and it's called spinning vortex, or whatever this is spinning. And there's not too many things to just spin, so you've seen that, and I think that's it. Oh yeah, and then of course, hold on. Of course, now to discredit plate tectonics, what's kind of obvious is that this matched up on the Atlantic Ocean with the lines, and here it is in the Pacific Ocean matching up with the lines too. Now that's significant, right? When you think about it, and look at this, how the Hawaiian Islands still fit in the features underneath as this moved away. So what do you think about that seafloor spreading now? Okay, here's another alignment on the Pacific coast with the same area. It's right up here. You can see this right here, and then of course this right here. And when I bring it in, you can see this fits into there, but you can see that these are also lining up with this chain of islands and stuff. And we bring this in more. That, oh yeah, okay, and then you can even see the markings here underneath, and you can, oh shit, hold on, and you could probably see that these islands line up with these gouges and valleys and stuff over here as I bring it in. And you can see this is lining up with that. Okay. Now, we know that this also lines up here. Right here, same thing. And then when we rotate this, as we rotate it, we can see our overspill here, which also is here. It's kind of complicated, but these are reoccurring patterns, and these actually all have been pulled apart from each other, but they actually belong right here in the center of the mountain range. So you can see though that right there is where it's at for now, and then so I'll just do this quickly because you can see how this fits into there. and then this fits into here, and then this flips over. But then also check this out. It also fits down into here as the overspill, and it flip-flops too. But check it out, it fits. This is the weird thing about this. This fits every which way. See how it fits across here like that and down? I can flip this back around and it will fit again in the same area, because this is some crazy stuff that must have been going on. Things were rolling and flip-flopping and stuff as this was being made. I think that this coats the vortex, and that's why we have these shapes now to look at. But you could see that this is the same thing. And now if that fits there, well then what about here? Bang. And you may notice how this droops on this side. Well, we know what that looked like. Hold on. Yeah, remember this? With this lining up at the crater perfectly, which then is a strong piece of evidence that this was here, because you got two alignments in there, and there's more in the background, but we don't have time for the small stuff. So that looked like that. When this looked like this, see how it has the same kind of overhang? It probably means that this needs to rotate more than. Oh yeah, like that. That's good actually. It actually fit better, and you can see it fits the mountain peaks. See that? This is related to those other volcanic islands that are in a row. I think this might be the larger version of it. It might, and I guess it would be evidence for a growing Earth, an expanding Earth. I don't think people realize, or scientists realize that just maybe they don't understand how matter is created, and that maybe there's a reason why Earth is here in this spot. And it might be because this is a point of creation for matter, right in our core. But they keep assuming that they know certain things about the universe, and therefore they keep themselves blinded from the truth, studying the same things for decades and decades, never getting much further, because what they're studying is the wrong way, the wrong way to look at things. See how these lines line up too? So if that's like that and it's hooked like that, and then where's the other one? Crap. Right here. See how they all fit? Three. Let me get rid of one of them. See how that fits perfect? It's just the rotation here. Look at that, it's just perfect. Can anybody doubt that that didn't belong there at one time? Okay, this is solid evidence right here against plate tectonics, because this is supposed to be a subduction zone. How can it be a subduction zone when this lines up with that? And then also what is called a collision matches it also. I never thought that the Himalayas could have been the result of a collision, because they didn't look anything like a collision. But they run with it and they insist. It'd be kind of hard to insist that that's the case if they ever see this video, don't you think? Because look at that. Look at the alignments. That's 3 areas that line up perfect. And remember, continents are supposed to move at the growth rate of your fingernails. And look how good that matches. And those are from 3 different parts of our planet. Something's not right in the way that they're looking at the planet. And I'm trying to show them this, and I'm having a hard time. Look at that. Look at that. The islands line up right there too. I have no problem having trolls look at this, but having people that are supposed to be dealing with the truth look at this, and they just don't have the time because they might not be interested in the truth anyways. I mean, I don't know. But this is solid. And you can see that when this lines up here, it's lining up with the other stuff right here in the background. The spillover. This is it. This is how our planet was created. I don't know. It's kind of weird knowing that you know how this planet was created. You know for a fact that you know, but the rest of the world doesn't believe you or know. And it's really strange. And if I end up going through my whole lifespan and they never catch this, I don't know, it'd be kind of weird. It would kind of be not a cool thing, I think. I'd be bummed a little bit. But anyways, and then of course we got this. Hold on. We've got the Himalayan mountains turning into India, and you saw it right in front of your eyes, and then it still lines up in here. See that? This lines up with the hexagon features underneath because of rotation, and you just witnessed India being created with the planet's own surface features. This is called observable evidence, and it's the best evidence you could ever possibly find. I guarantee that. There's nothing like this anywhere. Thanks for watching.